2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 3 Codex Reversal.
Welcome back. We're here at the GSL. By the way, if you're just now joining us, it is our 9-year anniversary. We have been doing this for 9 years.
9 years. That's a long time.
That's a really long time.
We should quit.
We should just
We
stop.
should call it a day. Right?
It's crazy, man.
Is this your
anything to
longest
be on-
job? This is your longest job ever.
Yeah.
Mine too.
We're still not fired, Artosis.
God.
Wow.
And it's kind of weird because normally jobs like this will make people depressed. There's like no upward mobility or anything.
Yeah,
It's like
you'll just keep
we
casting
just
this.
cast
I'm
the
like,
GSL.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'll
fine
do this.
with that.
I'll do this till 90, and then there we
Then
go.
die.
That was a good life.
Okay. We're going to get a winner out of this. It's our two Zerg players, Solar and Rogue, both showing very different play styles. Solar, super macro-oriented, trying to out-tech Rogue with some crazy cheeses in Game 1 and then shutting stats down when he tried to counter cheese in Game 2. Don't know what to expect here in the CVZ, but it should be pretty good. Again, the winner goes on to fill that 5th spot in the final 8 of the GSL Codex. Almost to 4,000. We're not going to be able to make some DBZ 9,000 joke for at least another 9 years, though.
Triumphant Song Gaming.
A little bit more.
Solar.
10 or 11.
It's a while because
Go,
I think our actual
9,000.
our number of matches has gone
Down
from the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
Jin Air Green Wings. Rogue.
Well, this show was
You're
on
casting 6
6
days
days a week, and it was actually fatiguing
miss
the
that.
entire staff. It was fun,
It was fun.
but I think it's nicer to have some spacing in between stuff now. You know, before that, it's like we'd be missing GSL to do a tournament overseas and be like, okay, we need someone to fill in for 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's true. What do you think about this, Tasos? Who wins it?
This person says both.
That's what I said too. That person must be real smart.
I don't know. I feel like Rogue's supposed to win in a ZVZ, but Solar's really good. I think Solar, maybe I have like a little bit of bias against or something. I tend to not count him as the guy who's going to take it as often.
It's because he's been kind of out of shape for a couple of years. He hasn't been nearly as good. For a long time, he was in that top 4 Zerg of Korea where you'd name him along Dark, Rogue, and Sue.
Right.
And he just hasn't delivered. Like, Impact took his spot, right? It's like
Yeah,
really
that's
weird.
true. Impact was there for a little
And
bit.
the thing is, Impact is not quite to the level where you can name him with those other 3. So it's really 3 Korean Zergs, right?
Yeah.
But Solar right now, he's back in the pack, Daceless. He really is. He's in very good shape right now. And you could see that in the Maru games. Like, he played very well.
Oh, he knew from A to Z how to play that matchup.
Other than the bunker rush, everything went swimmingly.
Yeah. And, there's no shame in losing to a bunker rush from Maru. I mean, he's very good at executing those.
That is true. He's very good. Now we're in ZVZ, so it's always kind of fun. ZVZ, I actually think is one of the best matchups in this game.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that is that we don't see infestors very often.
It's fair. It's true. We're going to have Solar take a third, as is Rogue. So for now, the builds are really mirroring each other out. Even numbers of workers being made, link speed synced up on both sides. And I think this is probably going to be a defensive Baneling nest. We basically, at this phase of the game, want to watch and see, do we suddenly have a lot of lings being made? Not like 4 or 6.
No, yeah.
But
it's
16
like,
or 12,
yeah,
something like that.
Exactly. About 16 lings is where you see it get turned on.
And sometimes neither side will do that, both electing to go for a much more macro-oriented game here.
Solar with a bit more of a wall, getting that evolution chamber. Both making 6 lings. Drones behind it. So those are defensive.
Not so fast. Oh! A little bit more there.
Yeah, looks like Solar wants to put in pressure.
Yep. Is he going to keep making lings, though? Are those going to be his last 2? Baneling starting. Melee damage coming. More lings being made. We're waiting to see if it's going to be more lings or
so
drones.
it's a very medium amount of lings.
Yeah. The Goldilocks amount.
Yeah, it seems like Rogue's amount of lings is a defensive amount, whereas Solar's could be light pressure amount, but because it feels like just a little bit more than he would need defensively here. Right? Didn't he make an additional 10? Okay, now they're both making lings. The madmen. We had 22 lings and 16 lings, Tasteless. 32 lings. When will Rogue stop?
Yeah, I don't think for a little bit, Artosis. We actually had missile attack. It was started and then stopped there for Rogue.
Ooh. Look at him hide his lings.
Well, this is smart. You can definitely get your opponent to overextend in moments like this.
Okay, here they come. Flooding out. Wow, they just keep making lings, Tasteless. Ah! It's like, I also hit lings. Oh, you still have more.
These are defensive banelings. In case they try to run by, he can pop those off. But it looks like this area over here to the side is undefended for Solar.
Rogue's attack kind of funny here. I feel like Solar just holds that, doesn't he?
Well, it looks like the angle lead is way better for him, especially with him being closer to rally points.
He did lose a queen, so there's something to be said for that.
Right. They're both continuing to ramp up with more lings. Now, melee attack's about to finish here, which means Solar should be winning every fight he has.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So lings are, I mean, that's plus 20% attack. It's a huge deal. Running in, checking what's what. Sees those defensive banes.
Oh, that was weird. Okay.
Alrighty. Gonna keep going. There's just lings all over the place, Stasis. Solar is sneaking a few drones out here and there, though. And Rogue continues to make lings. He's not even the one with +1 melee.
Yeah, you don't usually have both sides massing up a ton. Usually one is the defender, the other one is trying to actually come out and attack.
I'm actually getting kind of surprised how many lings Rogue is making. It's like a
what? Oh my god! What? Okay, well now I think Solar could just take this territory here, right? I mean, there's not going to be enough to defend here. Meanwhile, we have a big attack coming in here now, but the drones are being pulled away.
Yeah, the Ling's doing a great job right there. Looks like this hatchery very likely to fall to Solar.
Really cannot afford to lose a hatchery this early on. Now, there are some queens being picked off here. It's not like, you know, Solar isn't taking some abuse of his own.
But Solar definitely looking much better here.
Yeah.
Right? He's killed a hatchery. Rogue actually made way more lings, but some poor connections. And suddenly
frankly,
Solar
some almost unforgivable connections there.
Yeah.
So that hatchery's now being remade. Rogue at 55 supply to the 73 here of Solar. What an explosive ZVZ this one has been specifically, Artosis. This has been like just a total slugfest on either side. I think losing that third hatch, though, for Rogue, he's going to be feeling that. And we should see that pan out in production here. I mean, this early in the game, one hatchery is 1/3 of your production. You can't just think of it as like a command center or a nexus where they're mining from that. That's actually also where their larvae is coming from as well.
Yeah, definitely can't.
That being said, Solar has lost some queens, so it's been there's been some hiccuping on his side of production as well. But I'd take losing a queen over losing a hatchery any day.
Generally, yeah, I agree with that. I wonder what his strat is, because he's getting a much quicker layer. Maybe he'll try something like Mutalisks. Sometimes when you go muted, it's okay to be down a little bit in bases, but it doesn't feel like the right situation for that either. Rogue is down a good 10 workers still at this moment. His upgrade is a little bit slower. His third base, obviously, having to be remade. Yeah, you know what? Maybe he has to do something turtly. Like, whether that's trying to get into a secondary tech. Well, he's getting roach speed, which, okay, that's fine. Like, you need roach speed if you have roaches. But I don't think you can sit here and macro it with roaches. I don't think that is doable. You've been behind on drones and on larvae for a very long time now. So how does that work?
I don't know, Artosis. I don't know that it does.
Yeah.
I think that might be the answer. More and more roaches coming here. Here comes the Spire just as the Overseer leaves. He does not get a glimpse of that.
Yeah, that's a nice move from Solar.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
This is smart.
Yeah. That's a good way to take a lead and make it bigger.
Is he watching this? Okay, very good pull. Only gets 2 probes, or 2 drones, excuse me. Nice ling run by. Oh, I'm sorry. Does not get in the main. Thing is, Solar already has a lead with Army here. I think he can actually expand come out and attack and tech into mutas and surprise him.
Yeah, it seems like he can do absolutely everything.
Rogue is about to be hit in a lot of different directions.
I'm just... What could Rogue's plan?
I think he just tries to play a slower defensive game and hoping he can absorb the attacks and defend whatever Solar's going to do.
Maybe he thinks he can just barely defend everything and get into a very late game, because Rogue is extremely good at late game.
Yeah.
In ZVZ as well. We really saw that in his BlizzCon victory over Sue. Obviously, that was a while ago, but he's just kind of, in general, he likes the late game. So I guess that is the plan, right? He's getting the +2 for his Roaches. He just continues to produce. He definitely cannot attack, so he has to sit back. Both these mutas coming out. Ravagers get very sad when mutas start attacking them.
Yes.
Very sad. They think they have something that hits air. They don't.
Yeah, on paper they have something called anti-air, but in reality they do not have anything like it.
Only thing that hits is fungal BCs.
Yeah.
And Liberators.
Sometimes. Warp prisms.
Yeah. That's right. That's siege flying units.
Yes.
That's all that hits.
Yeah. And those really aren't that different from siege to ground units. So the mutas are going to come out. Now this is where the damage can really begin to multiply over here on Rogue's side of the map.
Yeah. Looks like Rogue is getting ready with a Nidus here for some counterplay. We'll see what he can do against these mutas, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not envious of those Ravagers right now.
No. Watch, he might throw out a couple biles, and the mutas are going to be like, move out of the way. So he's taking out some of these queens here. And
not even focusing.
No. moving over them, actually. And now Rogue's attacking. In fact, Rogue may just quit here.
Yeah.
This is like...
He is so destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that
he's in quicksand for most of this game. GG. Solar takes game one. Solar, by the way, killing it today. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he just sat there and made roaches after he lost his third. I feel like you need to do something drastic. And it's hard to even say what that would be at that position because he was in a very, very hard spot. But Solar looked much better that game.
Well, Solar is in excellent form here. Remember, everybody, we had a break in GSL Code S. There were overseas events, then we had GSL versus the world. So we had about 3 weeks off in this tournament, and then we started back.
It was actually like 5 weeks off.
Oh, was it 5?
It was
okay,
like 5 weeks.
Okay, so I stand corrected. 5 weeks off. And in that time, these players had time to prep. They had time to get ready. And I think Solar's looking a lot better than he looked in the first half of our tournament. Now that GSL Code S is resumed, Solar's looking like one of the best Zergs ever.
Oh, absolutely he is. He is at the top of the heap right now.
We're going to go to Acropolis for game number 2, and that will be starting now.
Fight! Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar.
Well, let's do a 13-12 then.
Spoiler alert.
Jin Air Green Wings, Rogue.
So, Rogue is going to go ahead and cheese here on Acropolis. We'll see if this works out.
Rogue really cheesy today, by the way. Swarm hosts.
Yeah, that was a very technical build, though. Yeah, I guess you could call it cheesy, because I think it won't work a bunch of times.
I don't think when we say cheesy, I mean I don't mean it as like no skill or anything like that. It's just very very focused on quick wins. Not. I'm used to Rogue a lot of times going macro games. We've casted him for a while, including him becoming the world champion. So I'm sort of. I think sometimes my mind tends to glue itself on that idea. But yeah, this time around, he's already down one game. He's going for 8 lings with speed immediately. The pool, not even 20% complete here for Solar.
Yeah, and he will be getting a Baneling Nest with this as well, so it's a very highly aggressive build.
Now, you need to do a lot of damage right away with this build here from Rogue. It's one of the easier builds to do a lot of damage with early on. But if he doesn't execute this perfectly, it's so easy for Solar to catapult ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the exchange goes fairly evenly, and then they're just both on low workers and trying to build back from this.
Well, this Overlord is going to see the lings. So that is, call it what you will. Lucky scouting pattern. Rogue definitely mapped out how to avoid the first quickest Overlord. So now we have a spine starting up for Solar. I think he has realized that the natural is dead. There's not too much of a chance.
You can go ahead and ditch that hatchery. If you do manage to save it, then go for it. But usually the safe play is for the Lings to stay down here and try to attack this. He's also hiding a few Banelings out here as the drones are used to try to defend. An ambitious play here by Solar. He's going to see these Banelings and realize he has to now really give up this this turf over here.
Yeah, if you try to hold against this, there's a chance you can just straight die.
Dude, whoa.
Oh, wow, that's really good micro from Rogue. Really good so far.
Shocked.
Oh! Well, not anymore. Well, that's that thing that we just literally just talked about.
Yeah.
If you try to hold when they go Banelings with this build, things can go very wrong.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can get ahead from that situation, but this is looking very bad.
Okay, so he's going to go for drones right now instead of trying to fight over the hatchery. One Baneling connect on top of these workers is going to put them all at basically 1 HP, 1 Ling hit away from being killed.
Yeah, he's being very careful with that Bane. He's not wasting it all. He's waiting for a clump.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to do it.
It's also...
Well, that was... If it explodes right there, then suddenly your opponent looks pretty good.
So it's 14 workers to 12 here. Solar still has more. The problem is he doesn't have Baneling tech, which is the real threat. I mean, you have to respect Banelings. There's no way to brute force your way through their Banelings.
Yeah.
Unless you have 2 Banelings of your own, because that's how many it takes to kill one of their Banelings.
Because he has a spine up, you can't get Banelings into the main anymore.
True.
So it seems like it's a hold. And you know what? Hats off to Solar on the quality of that hold after the Banelings came, because it seemed like it was going to go bad after that one really good connection.
Yeah.
But when you look at the situation, he's got a spine up. They both have Zergling speed, and Solar's up a couple drones. So, not so bad. I believe it's 1 queen against 1 queen, but I'm not 100% on that. Obviously, both of them are making queens now. Yeah, no queen in the main, so that is what it was. But that looks like it's good for Solar. We don't see this. I never feel like I see this build win in the pro scene here. You know?
It seems like it doesn't, right? I get why you want to try to use it on a stage match, because the execution is it requires such precision that if they do make a mistake, they can fall apart. But I agree, man. I don't think I remember seeing this win anywhere near as much as I see it lose.
Well, I remember there was one season where I was talking the maddest trash about this build, and it went like 0-15 in GSL or something. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't really keep track of its win percentage right now. But, I mean, it's a build that needs to occasionally be mixed in or people get too greedy, right?
Right.
So it needs to exist. It's just, we see even in a situation where the Baneling gets 6 Lings.
He's going to go all in with this now.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of Banelings. This is an attempt to actually bust down the wall.
But Solar right now is making his own Banes, and he moved the spine out of the wall and put the queens in.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of Banelings, though.
Okay, he sets him off on the Banelings of...
spine.
I guess there's just nothing else here. Okay. It's a bit of a confusing little engagement there, but yeah. Oh! He can actually hold it there with those 2 Banes at the entrance.
Good micro by Rogue overall.
Look at that. Great zoning there. Denies that other Baneling. Comes forward as more of his own. The clock is ticking here for Rogue. He needs to do something.
Oh, can he cancel one? Yeah, he gets rid of one.
Yeah, he's going to be able to cancel both, I think. Yep.
Wow.
So good.
Wow.
So worker count right now, 30-21. Rogue getting further and further behind. Now making drones of his own.
Yeah, this is getting very bad for Rogue. I don't think there's much left. I think that Rogue has to change his plans, but he's sitting on 31 Lings right now. It's not the most useful army. And Solar gets the scout up on that layer as well, so... What is the plan with that layer? Is it Spire? It can't be Nidus.
Well, I mean...
I think Solar's going to maybe go Spire.
I think a Spire here for Solar might not be a bad idea. I'm actually surprised Solar keeps kind of traversing out with these banelings.
Yeah, it's a
I feel like he needs to back up because he actually does not have his entrance plugged anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like just stay back and then tech into what you want to do. There's 8 drones being made here for Rogue, but actually a lot more lings being made here for Solar. So it almost seems like, even though he's not hiding it very well as lings are scouting in, he is intending to seesaw this game back into an action-packed one by hitting Rogue on his side of the map, I think. But now I see one drone being made, so I'm not sure. Okay, here comes that layer, about to finish. Now, Rogue's Spire is started. Are we going to see the same thing over here for Solar?
Ah, Nidus for Solar.
Wow,
okay. He shows a Nidus, but will that... Yeah, I guess that is going to be what it is.
Well, this is actually pretty good against a Spire player, and he actually cancels that Spire and goes into a Roach Warren. No more Spire tech here from Rogue.
That's interesting. I almost feel like
now
I
you don't
like
have to
the Spire still, to be honest. Like,
really? I
you
feel
have
like it'd be
spines,
too hard to hold off the attack.
But if you're utilizing spines, yeah.
Here's the thing. He doesn't even have to use the Nidus now. See, he cancels it.
Yeah.
So he's actually denied that tech, and now we have Rogue staying on an inferior just production trajectory.
These are some serious mind games that we just watched. And now Solar throws down the Spire. Wow. What in the world, these mind games?
Yeah. The level of trickery is pretty crazy, actually.
No, this is...
I'm loving this.
Like the amount of crazy back and forth that we just saw there between these two, and now they're both in these really weird tech situations, and Solar got by far the higher end of this.
Oh, is that a Nidus for him, too?
No.
What is going on?
God,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
Why not? Let's do it. Okay, he has... Is that an Overlord going towards the main, I guess? Or an Overseer? Yeah, I think that's an Overseer. Can he get that up? He's trying to... It looks like he wants to put on some light pressure so he can maybe sneak the Nidus.
All right. Good zoning here. We have Banelings. Oh, this is a good interception here by Solar. Pops that one off. And is he really going to go for this? Is he actually going to try to attack in? Here's the Nidus coming forward now.
Oh, he doesn't realize. He doesn't see it. Okay, now he sees it.
Okay, but now he's going to lose the queens down here.
If you pop a Baneling out of that onto the lings... Well...
Only 5, actually. Not as big as I thought.
Oh, my God.
Did he just do it? Yeah, I think Rogue just won this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, GG.
Wow.
Damn, Rogue.
That was the weirdest game.
Well, the tech switches there was like...
Shout out to Rogue.
Shout out to Rogue
for winning that tech switch battle. I'm surprised he won that at the end of the day, but damn, it really felt like Solar was outplaying him.
Well,
to be
Solar
honest.
was winning for like 90% of that game, but he got it. You could see also Solar, I think it might have been the way the hotkeys were set up and everything. He wasn't able to get parts of his army to the right place at the right time. And when the roaches just came out, it was like just too many. Just way too many roaches there.
Yeah. And he didn't get there quite quickly enough to see it. He was not instantaneous on reacting. It felt like Solar was like Jason Bourne and like he disabled Rogue's gun. You know, have you ever seen that where like the gun, he points the gun in like in 2 seconds.
He like flips it around and then takes it apart.
Yeah, and like everything's on the floor.
Yeah.
But then Rogue smiles at him. He's like, there was poison all over the gun. That's how you get Jason Bourne, by the way.
Yeah.
FYI, anyone ever gets attacked by Jason Bourne.
Thunderbird is map number 3, and it's loaded up now. Again, the winner of this game goes on to the round of 8 in the GSL.
And before anyone messages me about it, yes, Jason Bourne with gloves on is invincible.
Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar. Jin Air Green Wings, Rogue.
Okay, hatch first.
Double hatch first, but not for one player.
Shout outs to Macro Games. All my Macro players out there.
Shout out to Cyril. I know these guys saw him do this build before.
Yep. All right, so very macro-y on both sides.
No, are you kidding me? Look at Rogue cheesing with that gas before the pool.
How dare he?
Look at this complete lack of gas from Solar. Is he going to go for a third hatch?
He is.
Oh, I love it. I
Got
love
there
it.
a little bit sooner than we're supposed to, but that's his plan.
Wow. That's a great build. I love it. Now, is he going to try to wall that whole gigantic choke?
He'd have to get his creep pretty far over there, Artosis.
Yeah.
It does seem like, even though
And that's a lot of buildings.
you're incentivized to expand pretty quickly on this map because there's only one ramp leading up to all three of these locations.
Yeah.
You know, Queens are kind of like one of the key lines of defense for Zerg. And they're not fast off creep, so it seems like maybe you could do some kind of an attack in here and do some damage before the creep's really connected.
Yeah, I would
before you
think-
really have a wall set up.
I think Ling Bane could be really reasonable here.
I don't know the math on exactly when the Lings would get to there compared to how far away the creep is, but I imagine you definitely have time before they could get a wall set up, right?
I would imagine so. Which would,
And it's also a pretty big distance between the second and the third to get the Queens together.
yeah, yeah. How do you keep that alive? It's hard to say, but if your opponent doesn't know about it for a little bit, then suddenly that window closes, right? And then you have your advantage. Also, you gotta always worry about the player who sees this and is like, oh, I think I can break that, because obviously Solar has practiced this and has some ideas about how to stop it that we are not thinking of.
Yeah, there's clearly some techniques he's going to be implementing here to try to stay safe. It's not like you cross your fingers, close your eyes, and make that third hatchery and just hope that you get a lot of stuff later on. So the Lings come in now.
Could just be one of these Mass Queen Roach things. These, clog up your entrance a little bit, have a bunch of stuff that has high health. Be like, oh, my mid game's gonna be strong.
Oh, is that the sound you make when you do it? Oh,
yeah. Well, that's what it sounds like when your mid game's gonna be strong.
No.
You just skip the early game part. Yeah, look at that full wall. Hey, only one creep tumor to get that full wall up. Nice.
Yeah. So he just barely gets this all sealed off.
And
now, with all this focus on the three hatches here from Solar, Rogue is getting his third base. It's just now finishing up. So
Solar is getting link speed. I like that Rogue this entire time does actually have more workers. Isn't that kind of interesting?
yeah, how about that?
He's been staying up by about 3 for most of this time.
The funny thing is we see this big Wallen coming up here, but it doesn't appear that Rogue was ever interested in attacking.
No.
So he's made more drones of his own and spent a lot less time trying to defend against an attack coming here from Solar, since Solar's build was so engineered towards security in 3 bases.
Yeah.
It's allowed him to get his own worker lead. It's pretty big. It's 36 to 50 now. But this is going to be a timing attack build here from Solar, so he's going to be barreling across the map.
Very right.
And even though we have this worker lead for Rogue, sometimes when they have too many workers, you have to wonder if they're going to be safe against the attack itself when it comes at him. I still see drones being made and no other units.
If he does not switch over to pure unit right now...
Well, he's going to do that now.
I love this, too. Look at this. He's going to fix this pathing with the 2 drones mining that out. Yeah, you can see how panicked Rogue is. He knows that he might just die.
He's literally just spamming out as many spines as he can.
Yeah.
Now, see, this allows the Lings to streamline through, and it allows everything to reinforce more easily. Those mineral patches are intended to slow down rushes like this, but already that's been addressed.
Yeah, and he has to break through right away. He can't wait for all of his units to get there.
Right, and if he can get through here before the structure finishes, it looks like he will. That does go down, and now his Lings are going to get surface area over here. The Roaches can spill in further. The Spine's also close to finishing. The drone's being pulled down as well.
Oh, yeah, he definitely needs those drones down there. I love this all-out defense right now from Rogue. Will that end up being enough, though? He's going to run by a bunch of these Spines. They do end up getting canceled. Is he going to have enough to actually hold on here?
I'm not sure. There's also Queens coming in here, apparently, at the very bottom. They are picked off, though. A little bit sloppiness there by Solar. The attack continues on. Drones being pulled again over here.
You have to get a lot of drones to make this as worthwhile as you can right now as Solar. And he is picking off a decent amount. 9 drones ending up falling.
Some bad rallying, though, here. Some of these Lings being pulled too far into the Spines. Now, he can basically drive all the workers out from this spot and pick a fight where they're not over Spine Crawlers, but it does appear that Rogue's starting to get a better Roach number here. And it's 40 workers to 40. Oh,
Yeah,
now
isn't
38.
that funny?
Yeah.
We end up at a similar spot, but the layer is already done for Rogue.
These drones are still mining out the middle of the map.
Yeah, I think that's actually a mistake. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
no, that's certainly not an intended thing. Could take those few little crystals.
And you know what? Having spines is not a bad thing. You know, those could come in useful at some point. Looks like Solar gonna make a spine of his own here. I'm not sure where that is. Yeah, where is that spine? It's up in his main. Oh, there it is. I have spine blindness right now.
So things have calmed down a considerable amount. I mean, the attack came in. It didn't do enough damage to really put one player in any kind of major league, either for the defender or the offender. But now we've got Spire Tech coming here for Rogue. And it's actually also going to be matched with Solar's own Spire Tech. Now we're going to have to see who scouts what and when. But it's mass roaches on both sides now into mass Spire.
Well, that could be a really cool game if we actually get in a Muta versus Muta. All right, Tastes, this has been bugging me.
Talk to me.
Can you think of any situations in which it is appropriate to neural parasite a changeling?
No. I don't think there's any.
I think there's one.
Why would you ever want to do that? There's not. What is it?
If you both are mined out and they have stuff on high ground that you can't see, but they have a changeling sitting near your army, and you just need the vision to end it, but if you go up the ramp without, like with one of your own units, you're going to lose
Can you even, like, neural parasite a changeling?
I've never seen it.
I don't
but
even know.
I would assume.
What if it just dies like anything else that touches it?
Huh.
I don't actually know if you can.
Well, what spell could you hit it with that would... Yeah, any spell that you can actually target it with other than that would deal damage and would kill it because there's 1 health.
Right.
So you should be able to neural it. But I can't think of any other time I'd want to neural parasite a changeling. And that's been bothering me the whole cast.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you got that out.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but we slowed down while we were reading the mutas. Here we are. All right, the mutas come, and Corruptor is being made right now by Solar, which is always a fun counter to mutas. Obviously, they can beat the mutas and then attack the buildings.
Yeah.
With that, we're getting into Lurker Tech, getting into that infestation pit as well.
Getting into a very technical late game ZVT here.
Rogue is quite good in those situations when we get into the late game, which turns into generally Abduct and Lurkers and a little bit of Blinding Cloud. But of course, the fact that there's some mutas on the map and there's some corruptors on the map make this all the more interesting, right? It's fun, but if you have the Hydras, obviously Hydras counter the corruptors reasonably well too.
Well, yeah. Well, corruptors are funny in just that, and this is in all the matchups, that they'll beat certain units and then not have any role in the game after that. It's kind of weird.
And it's fun that they can kind of shoot buildings now, so occasionally you can find a place to use them.
Yeah, if you have a hugely excessive amount, you can go and destroy a planetary, for instance, or Nexus, or something like that.
Well, if there's just no units around, they can take out buildings, so it's kind of cool. I love that the mutas are actually doing a lot. That's cool.
A little bit more nimble than the corruptors.
Solar just about maxed out right now, but what is he maxing on? It's not good against lurkers. That much is for certain.
Well, it looks like Solar actually wants to come out on the map and really try to do something here. He's going to come and start sniping some of these overlords, maybe be able to spray down this hatchery over here at the third, but he's going to try to attack into this location. Now, you can bile down lurkers, like you can, but it's easier said than done.
I love the Nidus, by the way, because if you can Nidus, like, let's say, into their main base and then bro lurkers on the ramp, the roaches just can't come up.
Right.
So you don't even need, like, that many, and it becomes just a killing field. Of course, there's all sorts of ways you can use the Nidus with how cheap that exit is. Just do some harassment in various places as well. Rogue right now showing how strong he is in these late game situations. Yeah, those moves are not worth it for Solar right now, I don't think.
It just seems like Solar invested in an army that was not going to get him into a better spot much later on here. I guess he does have map dominance, but...
Yeah, that's true. Like, Rogue can't do much more than his 4 bases right now, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think Rogue wants to do more than his 4 bases. And this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
just
he's going to get it, too.
Yeah, this will not finish, 100%.
Good call, Tasteless.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was really confident in my play-by-play cast of that building going down.
Before the Adaptive Talents
Yeah.
finishes. It's like such a long upgrade.
So mutas are going to come through once again.
Now, if that was Stim in there, that would have finished.
That would have finished for sure.
Definitely. Oh, he has the Nidus going up in the main base. That was like a cute little fly-in move with the Muta.
Yeah, it was actually disguised pretty correctly, like pretty cleverly, because it doesn't. It looks like they're just trying to fly in and get rid of themselves because there's not much else here. And now he's going to have total dominion over the ramp in the main.
Well, you just.
Oh boy, you're just never going to get up here. That's it.
That's it. It's done.
This is no longer your area. This is actually.
Ro can bring a
Rogue's
drone
house
through
now.
and take the base if he
Yeah.
wants.
He can bring drones
man.
through and okay, well he doesn't even need to put spines up there. He can put lurkers over here. GG, that was damn Rogue.
Yeah, good move. Really abusing Solar's lower tech units there.
Yeah.
Solar trying to play a very Korean late mid game.
Are we really surprised that Tase's first prediction was right? Artosis.
Oh, Rogue coming out.
Yeah.
Watch stats come up and pound Solar now. I'm just gonna feel like a fool.
It's okay. I gotta say, Rogue killing it here, and now we're gonna have an interview, see how he's feeling. He is the 5th spot to go on to the round of 8 here in the GSL.
Yeah.
And I think the interview is ready. Go ahead, Andy.
Hello guys, we're gonna have an interview with the first place of Group C, the Group of Death, and it is Rogue. Congratulations, thank you. Today, you made it out first place in the Group of Death. How do you feel?
솔직히 너무
Well,
다 너무 잘하는 선수들이라서
honestly, they're also
그때도
they're
제가
so good,
너무 게임도
everyone.
잘 안 되고 아 그냥 오늘 진짜 올라가면 제가
And the games weren't going too well for me. So you know, I think it would be a fluke for me to get out of the group as the first place.
확실히 저가 인정은 하기 싫지만
But right now,
좋은가 봐요.
I feel like although I don't want to admit, I think Zerg is really good.
언급하실 정도면 요즘 이런 밸런스에 대한 스트레스가
Right,
좀 있으셨던
talking
것
about the
같아요.
balance,
주변에서 압박이 심한가요?
I feel like people would probably flame you for the balance, right?
막 저그 사기라고 하고
Yeah, that's right. People calling Zerg OP.
솔직히 막 그렇게 좋은 거는 잘 못
I feel like it's not
느끼겠더라고요.
really that good.
그래서 질면은 아 이게 내가 이게
So
좋은
if I
사기가 맞나
lost,
막 해서 더 화가 나거든요.
You know,
질문마다.
then I start to wonder if
근데
this
저는
race is OP.
솔직히 그렇게 좋은 거는 잘 모르겠어요.
But I feel like it's not
오늘
really that
식사하러
particularly
가셨을
OP.
때 조성주 선수는 밥도 안 드시고 대기실에서
And you know, in the
사람이
lobby,
약하다,
Maru
저기
didn't even
사기다.
have his food.
이렇게 또 어필을
and he was,
하시더라고요.
thinking
그런
of the
과정에서 오늘
TVZ.
전태전은 없었지만 이런 밸런스적인 차이는 없다
Although
이렇게
we
느끼시는
didn't have the
건가요?
TVZ going on, do you feel like
뭐
the balance is fine?
토스전에는 그래도 오버 소급이 좀 괜찮은 것 같은데.
Well, as for the
솔직히
PVZ,
테란전에서는
I feel like it's fine.
오버 그냥 죽고 시작하는 거거든요. 오버 소급해서.
For TVZ, you know, I have like no overload to start with,
그래가지고 그 최적화가 좀 많이 꼬이고.
so I feel like the optimization, you
솔직히
know,
극후반은 저가 좋은
it's
것
really
같은데
hard for me.
그 전까지 저가 많이
So
이기기가
I
너무
mean, I admit that late game is good for the Zerg, but you know, getting there is really hard.
그 기능가피 그 업그레이드로 대군주가 다 봐서 문제라고 하는데
You know, I feel like the carapace
때문에
upgrade is really good right now.
그렇게 좋은 건 아니다. 이런
But you're
또
saying it's not
발상
that good.
저희가
Okay.
잘 확인을 했습니다. 자, 이렇게 오늘 나오지 않았던 테란전에 대해서
So with this,
밸런스에 대해서 언급을 해봤는데 오늘
let's talk about
승자전
Terran.
이야기도 해볼게요. 강민수 선수와 굉장히 재밌는 저점을
And in the ZVZ against Solar, you've shown some really good moments.
심리전의 묘미를 잘 느낄 수
And we got to see a lot of
있었는데
mind games in that game.
이런 순간 판단이나 센스가 굉장히 뛰어나신
And
것
it felt like your
같아요. 이런 부분에
game sense
있어서
really
승률이 좋으신가요?
shine in the game.
이런 센스는 그렇게 좋은 것 같진 않은데 그냥
I feel
운이
like
좀
I don't
좋았던 것
really
같고
have a really good
그냥
game sense.
민수나 저나 서로 스타일을 너무 잘 알고 있어서
Like Solar and I,
좀
we both know each other's
맞춤을
playstyle really well.
그렇군요.
So I think we really
자, 오늘
exploited that.
이렇게 1위로 8강에
So as the
진출하면서
first place, you get out of the group.
또 이제 이병렬 선수의 커리어 하이인 8강을 또 넘을
And
절호의 기회라고 생각해요.
I think it's
사실
your
이병렬
chance
선수의
to get
8강
over the round of 8 now.
굉장히 많이 언급을 했었어요. 이제는 좀 부담감을 털어내셨나요?
Now, is it time to like, you know,
오늘도 되게 마음 편하게
get rid of some
그냥
nervousness?
왔는데
You know, I came here
그래서
with
게임도
an
잘된 것 같고
easy
다음
mind,
주도
feeling comfortable.
연습 준비할 시간이 되게 많이 없어요.
But you know, I don't really have
그렇-
lots of
그렇기
time
때문에
to
저희가
practice
좀더
and
유리하다고
scrim.
생각하고 뭔가 단기 대회 느낌이라고 생각을 하거든요. 그래서 또 단기 대회는 제가
So
또
you know, in a,
때문에
like a short
다음 주에는
tournament,
뭔가 토스가 올라왔으면 좋겠어요.
I hope
네.
Protoss comes up
토스가
as my
올라올
opponent.
확률 높은 게 그 D조가 3프로토스 1저그입니다.
In Group D, we actually have 3 Protoss and 1 Zerg, so there is a highly likely chance that a Protoss is going to come out in
오늘
that
김대엽
group.
선수에게 보여주신 것처럼 그렇다면 프로토스전 좀 자신감이 있으신
So
거죠?
do you have confidence
네,
going up in the
토스전에는
ZVP?
원래부터 자신 있었고
Yes, I've always had confidence in
오늘도 많이 못 보여준 거
PvP.
같기 때문에 그래도
And I don't think I've shown the best performance in that matchup.
전이 나온 다음에 너무 이번에 진짜 올라갈 수
So
있을 것
if I can actually play the ZVP, I think I can play good.
것 같다 이야기를 하셨습니다. 자 마지막으로 오늘 GSL
So last of all,
생일입니다.
it's actually the 9th year anniversary in GSL here.
축하 멘트를 이병렬 선수가 직접 해준다면
So
정말
if
더
Rob
많이
can
기쁠 것
actually
같아요.
congratulate the
이
anniversary,
GSL 9주년
it'll be really
축하
nice.
멘트 마지막으로 부탁드릴게요.
So any
GSL이
message?
벌써 9주년이 돼서 되게 신기하고
Well, I can't believe it's nine year already.
너무 축하드립니다.
Just sincere congratulations.
감사해요.
네,
Is that all?
알겠습니다.
Yeah, that's
다시
pretty
한번
much it.
감사드리고 8강
Okay,
진출
thank you guys
축하드립니다.
for the interview.
네, 이렇게
Okay, so Rogue moves on first.
이병렬 선수
And
만나봤는데요. 계속해서
I gotta say,
GSL
I'm very happy to
이벤트
see
안내해드립니다.
Rogue come out on top there. I have to, it's kind of crazy how quick he is able to just kill somebody in what looks like a very even game.
Yeah, he's
Like
he's
he had,
pretty damn good.
he saw one opening and just popped that out. He hid the Nidus very well. It looked like it was just Mutas trying to get a little bit more damage off before they were going to get phased out of the game because Corruptors were a factor. But then he ended up slipping that Nidus in and just completely rolled him.
Felt like he really outplayed Solar in that last game.
We're going to a break. When we come back, we'll be eliminating one of the players in Group C of the GSL. Don't go away.